Here's right, I'm from Dovecot, which is a rough place, right? I'm looking around the room, you're all from quite rough places, I can see that. When you're from a rough area, just, it's fine. It's not nice when you don't live there and you walk around and you go, fucking hell, it's a bit rough around here. But when you live there, you get used to, like, the stabbings and the helicopters and all that. You're just happy because it's cheap, do you know what I mean? It's fine. Like, I'm from Dovecot, I've lived there all my life. And when I met her at a gig and I found out she lived, like, 5 streets away. And I thought, sweet, because if it doesn't work out, I can walk home. Boss. After about 8 months, we ended up moving in together. I moved into her house. She lived like 4 doors away from the house she grew up in, and her mum still lived there. And like her nan and 2 of her aunties live over the road, and her cousin lives there, right? And her other auntie lives in this little close. They all live in the same street. They're like fucking clampets, this family, right? Like, as soon as we had George, she was like, we're moving. I was like, why? She was like, I'm not bringing him up round here. So let's say he gets a bit older, wants to play in the street, but he can't because there's motorbikes up and down the street all day. I was like, I'll buy him a motorbike. She wouldn't have it. I kept fighting because I didn't want to move until one night after we had George. Mum used to have him on a Wednesday night and we'd have a little date night, you know, to keep the dream alive and all that. To go to the pitches, we'd have something to eat, we'd come back, we'd have a little bit of shagging and that. This one night, lying there, she's fallen asleep obviously because she was exhausted. And I heard a commotion outside. I was lying there, right, just heard this fella go, hey! The fuck are you doing looking through my front window, lad? Right, and I was like, oh, what's he doing looking through this front window? She was like, just leave it. I was like, oh, fucking misery, you. But then I heard this, so the fella go back, sorry, I thought there was a party, right? And I was like, oh, we thought there was a party, it's on. But then I heard the first fella go back, what the fuck do you mean, you dickhead? It's fucking pitch black. And I was like, I'm going to have a look at this. Right? I used to do it that much that I'd instinctively knock the light off behind me as I got out of bed, right? I got up, I had a stool set up, I had a little shithouse crack set up in my curtains. There's a guy going, oh, sorry lad, I thought there was a party trying to get his key in the front door. Then there's another fella facing him going, what the fuck are you doing looking through my front window? With a full-size machete. And I should have been like, oh my God, love, he's got a machete. That's a dangerous weapon. Phone the police. That wasn't my reaction. My natural reaction to that was, oh my God, he's got a machete. Love, come on, no, it's a proper machete. Come on, like a sword. Come on, look, it's boss. And it wasn't just the machete that got me. What got me was round his waist, he had like a sheath. Like, in some realm of my imagination, I can imagine having a machete for, like, gardening or something and seeing a trespasser and going, I've got a machete in the shed there, I'll go and grab it and chasing them. But what kind of a fucking samurai? It's just sat in Dovecot at fucking 1:30 in the morning just wearing a fucking machete. So he's right in this fella's face, he's about to kill him. This guy can't get his key in the door because he can't take his eye off the machete. That's this corner house here. This corner house, there's another person in the street, right? This guy, if you go down this particular street, he will be there, no top on, smoking weed. To walk down there, you'd be thinking, fucking hell, he's a bit rough. But he's actually quite a nice fella, and he's just smoking weed outside because he's got kids in the house and that. He's there, right? I won't use real names in case there's any grasses in. He knows the lad with the machete, and he sees him, and he's like, machete! Machete! What the fuck's going on, lad? Machete's fuming. He's like, this fucking nod's is looking through me front window. Got fucking kids in the house. I'm gonna fucking kill him. Good on Smokey, right? Because the Smokey sees this is escalating beyond the point, right? Smokey goes, come on, lad. Come and have a go with this joint, right? In some, like, Darren Brown, Dalai Lama shit. Machete just calmed down straight away. He just put his machete back in the sheath. Start smoking this joint. Weirdo went back in his house. Whole situation was placated. I'm fuming at this point. I had a fresh brew, I had a full pack of hobnobs. This weirdo, about 45 seconds later, comes back out of his house from a position of safety. Right, just walks into the middle of the street, turns around like he's doing quick draw, looks at this guy and just goes, hey! Do you think you're a fucking gangster, do you? Because I'll fucking shoot you, lad. Right? He hadn't brought a gun out. He hadn't brought a knife out. He hadn't brought a fucking stick out. He hadn't brought anything out to defend himself. Now the guy with the machete, he's on the back foot. Is he talking to me? Smokey's going, I don't know what the fuck's going on, lad. Gets around his face, goes, do you think you're a fucking gangster? I'll fucking burn your house down. And Machete's going, lad, just fuck off. Machete just got pissed off. He just handed the joint back to Smokey. He went, oh, what? He went, yeah, oh, what? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Machete just went, lad, I'll cut you up. Upon being faced with a man swinging a full-size machete at him, what this weirdo did, thinking he was Wolverine, was just put his hand up to block it. He just went and put his hand up to block it, and These two fingers just came off. And I'm not talking off, I'm talking off. I'm like, babe, his fingers have come off! His fingers, come on, look! Come on, I'm spitting fucking hobnob everywhere. Machete, he knew he'd gone too far. And he went, oh. He just put his machete back in the sheet again and fucked off down into the close. Oh, he still stood there going... He just turned changes off and went, this got nothing to do with me, this. So now you're left with this guy, he's in the street, he's on his own, he doesn't know what's going on. Like, I don't know whether he's on a mountain of cocaine, he's in shock, but he doesn't seem to realise what's happened because he's looking at his hand against the lamppost going... And he's looking at his hand and then he's like... And it clicked in his head and he's like, he's cut half my hand off. He's cut half my hand off. Someone phone me an ambulance! Someone phone me an ambulance! Someone phone me an ambulance! And I know I should have phoned him an ambulance that point. Instead of phoning him an ambulance, right, I'm on Facebook. Have you seen this shit outside? There's a thread with 18 comments going, yeah, his fingers are in my front garden. It was fucking unbelievable, right? Unbelievable, though. But nobody phoned him an ambulance though, right? Because you don't want to get called a fucking grass and dovecot. He managed to knock his neighbour up with his little claw in there. The ambulance comes super quick and it came with a police van. This policeman gets out and he's like, what's happened and stuff, and he's looking for these fingers, right? Next minute, another van turns up with a dog. Because the ambulance fella's gone, we need to sew these fingers back on. But what had happened was, right, it hadn't just cut his fingers out, it gone right through his hand there. If anyone's got any kind of medical background, you will know. If you've ever seen an injury like this, it doesn't bleed like a normal cut. It's got a weird arterial spray. It goes with your heart. It's like, tss, tss. It's fucking weird to watch, right? But when he'd been going, he's cut half my hand off, he's cut half my hand off, he'd made a blood spider graph on the floor. And this poor dog just went... and just starts walking round in circles, right? And the policeman's going, oh, fucking hell, he give me a dickhead here. And I am fucking laughing my head off. I'm going to be getting warmer. The policeman's stuck, he doesn't know what to do. So he starts knocking doors to door. I'm the fourth house down. I'm fucking, it's going to knock here in a minute. I better close my curtains and that. But my missus what's he doing? And I went, he's knocking door to door. And she was like, go and tell him where the fingers are. And I was like, ugh. So he knocked and I went down. And then he was like, excuse me, sir. I'm really sorry to disturb you at such a late hour, but there was a bit of a disturbance in the street about half an hour, 45 minutes ago. Don't know if you saw or heard anything that could help with the investigation. And I was about to tell him. I thought, yeah, the lad needs his fingers. I was about to say, yeah, I saw everything, mate. I don't know what happened, but he was looking through his front window. Thought there was a party. I don't know how, because it was pitch black, but he was thought there was a party. He was fuming about it. And he had a full-size machete, and I was like, fucking hell, he's got a full-size machete, but he had the sheath for it. I don't know why. Why the fuck would you have that? And then it all got calmed down. Then when I got smoking, I was like, it all got calmed down. But then he come back out of his house. He's like, do you think you're a fucking gangster? He didn't have a gun, didn't have a knife, didn't have a fucking stick. I don't know why he came back out of his house. Don't know whether he'd seen the end of Braveheart or something. And then he got round his face and he was like, wah, wah. His fingers are in that front garden over there. I want to say all that. And some scally, dovecot switch just turned in the back of my head. Something I never knew was there. And I just went, didn't see fuck all, mate. Didn't see nothing. And he's looking at me going, are you sure? And he's clearly looking at me going, it's gone 2 o'clock in the morning, you look wired. You've got hobnob all around your mouth. You've definitely watched this. And I was like, didn't see nothing, mate. Shut the door, went back upstairs, and my missus did you tell him where the fingers were? I went, no. She went, why? And I went, I don't know. She went, you're a dickhead, you. I went, no. And she was like, oh. She rolled over and she went to go to sleep, and then I was about to go to sleep myself. And then I thought, I got a horrible thought. And I sat up in bed for 2 hours just worrying about this, because I thought, oh, what if the police check me Facebook?